guys, I just wanted to go over some quick stretches with you. I'm back by my trusty tree, actually on the other side. It's too shady on the other part. But so one thing for runners, is that sometimes we get sore backs, lower backs, because our glutes and hamstrings are really tight, and that's pretty common among runners. So I'm going to show you a series of static stretches to help out with those areas. One of the first things when I get done running that I like to do is to release my lower back. So I bend my legs and I let my chest fall on top of my legs like that. And it's not like this. We're not doing that. So we're just sort of dangling there, and you'll still feel a hamstring stretch right there, but it really kind of releases your lower back. And then there's always the quad stretch, which we are pretty familiar with. So it's just holding on and making sure your knees pointing down, not like this, or I don't know, or any other weird position. So for all of these stretches, you want to hold them for about 10 seconds and do two sets on each side. Okay. And then there's the calf stretch, which so you want your hips squared, this knee pointed forward, this knee pointed to the ground, both of your toes pointing forward, and then just really kind of pushing into that. And then for a lower calf stretch, you just bend this knee of that extended leg, and you should feel a stretch there. And again, on both sides, and then bending the knee. There's like ants all over the place. So that's a good calf stretch. And then like I said, a lot of runners have tight glutes, so I'm going to show you a good glute stretch, and there's a couple ways to do it. So the standing one, basically, so what we're doing is putting this foot on top of your right foot, on top of your left knee, so above the left knee. And you want to flex your foot because you want to protect this knee. And then what we're going to do is sort of sit back. And you'll definitely need something to hold on to. Or maybe not, I don't know, but I think most people will need something to hold on to. And you should feel a really good stretch in your glute. And you can also do that laying down. So, just like this. The same thing, but we're just laying down and hanging out, enjoying the breeze, and then doing it on the other side. And another good stretch, actually, while I'm down here, I'll show you guys. So you pull your right knee up, and then my right arm goes out to the side, and then I just kind of push my right leg over to the left. And you want your shoulder to stay in contact with the ground the entire time. So that might mean that you only have like this much range of motion, and that's okay. And then doing that on the other side. And that's always a good stretch throughout your back. And then you can feel it a little bit in the glutes too, but not so much. And then I'll show you guys a hip flexor stretch real quick, and then we'll be about done here. So for the hip flexor, so I'm at a lunge here, okay? My foot is flexed to protect my knee. If you have bad knees, I highly suggest that you ask your doctor about this. I don't want you guys to hurt yourselves. Sometimes a pillow might help under your knee. I'm on grass, so we're good. So you'll notice that this leg is coming straight down from my torso, and this is pretty much a 90-degree angle. This is a 90-degree angle. I'm not doing this, or I'm not way back here. That's really uncomfortable. Okay, so to feel a stretch, actually we're in the hip flexor. So my butt is out right now. I'm going to push that butt under and squeeze that glute really tight, and you'll feel a good stretch. And sometimes you can kind of wiggle it a little bit too, forward and back, just a smidge, and you'll feel it. So then you do that again, on both sides. I also like this stretch. I feel it again in my hip flexor, and I feel it in my groin. And that might not be doable for some of you, and that's okay. So you can just kind of come up like this, and you'll still feel a good stretch there. And then if you're up in this stance, make sure that you're not on a, you'll figure it out fast. You don't want to be on a tightrope where, you know, this foot's directly behind this foot, because then it can be hard to keep your balance. So it's okay to keep that foot out a little bit, about shoulder width apart or so. So those are the main areas. You know, you can do your shoulder stretches and your triceps, you know. A lot of us have been through gym class in our days, so we're probably pretty familiar with all these stretches. But I really want to emphasize all the stretches for this back part of our body, because for runners, this all gets super tight. So you need to stretch your hamstrings, you need to stretch your glutes, hip flexors also get really tight, stretch your Achilles, stretch your calves. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.